A girl accidentally travels to the beast world and turns into a little rabbit that can only survive by constantly getting pregnant. But the conception rate of rabbits is only a pathetic 1%, so the girl is either on her way to find a male or staying at a male's home. And on this beast world continent where strength comes first, rabbits are the lowest ranked race of all. No male would even give her a second glance, until the girl accidentally picks up a badly injured male. Since she's already come this far, the girl decides to make a move on him first. But little does she know that this male in front of her is the only remaining level 9 white tiger in the beast world. After that, Songluan takes out the anti-inflammatory medicine given by the system and feeds it to the beast man. Then she shifts into her beast form and snuggles closely against his 8-pack abs to keep warm, feeling the faint warmth spreading over her body. Songluan drifts off to sleep in a daze until the cold wind from the grassland wakes the male beast man up. He slowly opens his eyes, feeling a warm spot on his chest. He reaches out to touch his chest, only to find a white rabbit lying next to him at some point. Looking at the round, chubby white rabbit in front of him, he stands up right away, grabs the fluff ball by the scruff of its neck with one hand, and looks around for firewood with the other, planning to roast it right there. The crackling of burning dry wood echoes nonstop in the cave. The male uses a rope to tie the little fluff ball directly to a thick wooden stick. The little white rabbit is held over the fire. A faint warmth spreads all over her. Songyuan even feels pretty comfortable. Finally, she's not that cold anymore. Until the temperature gets higher and higher, Songwon opens her eyes and realizes that she's tied to a wooden stick, and right below her is a raging fire. A scream pops up in the fluff ball's mind. Oh crap, who the hell roasts a person for food? She turns to look at the male snickering at her. Anger immediately bubbles up in her chest. I saved your life, and you're gonna eat me. Do you have a heart at all? The male in front of her is a bit surprised. She can actually talk. He quickly takes her off the wooden stick. Watching the little fluff ball suddenly shift back to human form, Nanfeng is stunned for a second. I'm sorry, I thought you were a normal Pika. Can you tell me your name? A flustered look appears on the male's cheeks. He never thought that he would be saved by a weak little female. Songyuan's fluffy round ears twitch slightly on her head. She's still pretty mad, so she says no way. Now that you're awake, you can just leave? Songyuan huffily shifts back to her beast form and is about to leave the cave. The male also shifts to his beast form, gently grabs the little fluff ball in his mouth, and carries her back to the cave. Songyuan struggles like crazy in his mouth, trying to get away, but a sudden robotic voice interrupts Songluan's movements. Congratulations, host. You have successfully conceived 3 cubs. The father of the 3 cubs is a level 9 white fox beastman. They need a lot of nutrition to grow well. What? I'm already pregnant. And there's 3 of them? The male shifts back to human form and holds Songyuan gently in his palms. You're a rabbit. This is the grassland. There are lots of natural enemies here. Let me protect you, okay? The girl turns her head to the other side and refuses to say a word no matter what. But what the male said is totally right. She's a Pika with no fighting power at all. Sooner or later, she'll end up as food for other beastmen. Right now, she just wants to live a safe and steady life. After she makes up her mind, Songyuan's slim figure appears in front of Nanfeng again. Her face is a little flushed. Then will you become my mate? Songyuan looks at the male in front of her seriously and nods to show her agreement. When Nanfeng sees the little female's response, he wraps his arm around her slim waist and is about to kiss the little female like he's done it 100 times. Songyuan is held in his arms, totally flustered. A panicked look crosses her face. No, we can't do that. I'm pregnant. When Nanfeng hears Songyuan's words, it hits him like a ton of bricks. Who on earth is so lucky to be the little female's first mate? Females get really weak after giving birth and are extremely fragile. Nanfeng holds the little female in his arms, feeling really bad for her. I'll take good care of you from now on. Sogan no dias. The cubs are his after all. Isn't it only natural that he takes care of me? Songyuan brings Nanfeng back to the Pika tribe to complete the last step of becoming mates. Only when the witch doctor prays to the beast god and blesses their mate bond are they officially considered real mates. The witch doctor hears someone come in and realizes the person in front of her is the only unwanted adult female in the tribe, Songyuan. Auntie, I came to ask you to host our bonding ceremony today, okay? This is my new orc mate. Only then did the auntie notice that besides Songyuan, stood a male beast. His face was so androgynous you couldn't tell his gender. The auntie looked quite surprised. When she reached out to feel Nanfeng's pulse and sensed the domineering supernatural power in it, her pupils widened in shock, with sheer disbelief in her eyes. What crazy good luck does Song Yuan have? She actually found a rank 9 orc as her mate. What's wrong, Auntie? Can't we do the bonding? Of course you can. You two take a seat. I'll make the bonding mark for you right now. The auntie held her witch staff, mumbling a prayer under her breath. Song Yuan listened quietly. Then she felt a warm current run through her whole body. A pica mark suddenly appeared on Nanfeng's chest. He could now feel the little female's physical condition. Her body was very weak and needed lots of brown beast essence to recover. Also, the cubs in her belly. How could they carry his bloodline? Nanfeng and his good friend Renjia were both shocked, looking at Song Yuan, who was enjoying the power sharing. You're pregnant? Renjia asked out loud. She also felt that the cubs in Song Yuan's belly seemed to be above rank 3. Their rank might be even higher. Cubs like this had never appeared in their Pika tribe before. Song Yuan heard the exclamation and frowned slightly. Auntie, is something wrong with the cubs? Nanfeng also looked at the auntie with great worry. He could only tell that there were 3 of his cubs in Song Yuan's belly right now, but had no idea how the cubs were doing. No, you're pregnant with 3 cubs. But their ranks are higher than yours. If you don't raise your rank as soon as possible, you'll get backlashed by the cubs. Nanfeng frowned tightly. He looked at the shocked little female. It was obvious she had no clue about this at all. What do we do, Renjai? She thought she could survive just by mating and having cubs. She never expected her tiny, fragile body couldn't even raise the cubs properly. As long as your mate prepares enough beast crystals to get you to rank 3 equal to or higher than the cubs' rank, you'll be fine. But the auntie also knew that this was nowhere near as easy as it sounded. Pikas only take 15 days to give birth. She's already 2 days pregnant now, so there's only 13 days left. Nanfeng looked at the little female with panic in his eyes. He took out a few brown beast crystals from his clothes. Don't be scared. I have a lot more. Just eat these and you'll be okay. Nanfeng reached out and patted the little female's head. The little female still hadn't explained why the cubs in her belly were his. Did I force myself on her when I was injured? Solyan took the beast crystals and swallowed them quietly. She immediately felt a surge of power in her body. In just a second, the hidden ability patterns on Song Yuan's forehead glowed. She was now a rank 2 wood-type female orc. Nanfeng, you're so awesome. I'm already rank 2. I've lived this long, and my ability has never leveled up before. You're the best. Song Yuan was super moved. She wrapped her arms around Nanfeng's waist. While cursing the stupid system nonstop in her head, Nanfeng gently patted Song Yuan's back, comforting her in a soft voice. Don't be afraid now. I'll definitely get you to rank 5 soon. I'm here. No one will hurt you. Solyan nodded. The fear in her heart gradually faded away. Ling Yun, the tribe chief's daughter, walked over from the other side. She thought Song Yuan, that weak female, would have been eaten by a Tibetan fox outside long ago. She never expected her to come back alive. Song Yuan, tomorrow is the coming-of-age ceremony again. I bet no orc will want you this year either. You ugly, unwanted female. Just wait to be kicked out of the tribe. Song Yuan put her hand on her waist and looked up at the smug female in front of her. Some people really don't know their place if you spoil them. I've already bonded with a mate. I won't get kicked out of the tribe. Song Yuan stared with her round eyes at the stout female in front of her. Ling Yun's pupils constricted. She leaned right in front of Song Yuan. Don't lie just to freeload off the tribe. And eat for free, you hear? Where is your beast skin? Show it to me. Ling Yun's tone was full of provocation. Ever since they were kids, the original owner had been bullied by this female. Song Yuan has had enough of this crap. She's gonna prove herself. Song Yuan lifts her tiny, delicate hand to lace her fingers tightly with Nanfeng's big hand, then holds their clasped hands up for Ling Yun to see. See that? This is my beast mate. Ling Yun turns to look at the handsome male, standing next to Song Yuan. That's when she notices his toned chest and upright, sturdy build. So this beast is actually a male. Ling Yun glares at Nanfeng with jealousy. Hey, male, you know she only has level 1 powers, right? And her fertility is super low. You can choose to bond with me instead. I'll take you in, I guess. I'll definitely give you a litter of cubs next time. The plump Ling Yun leans closer to Nanfeng, trying to pull Nanfeng away from Song Yuan's side. Song Yuan immediately yanks Nanfeng back a step. She looks the female in front of her up and down. She's got a face full of flab. All her flesh is jiggling nonstop. And she dares to try and steal Nanfeng from me. Nanfeng is my bonded marked beastmate. What? Right? Do you have to take him? Furious, Ling Yun charges straight at Song Yuan. Nanfeng picks up Song Yuan and dodges. Ling Yun slams right into a super tall tree that scrapes the clouds. Her entire forehead turns bright red right before everyone's eyes. Not long after, tiny blood beads start seeping through the red area. Lei Feng, you're just gonna stand there and watch me get hurt. What good are you even? Song Yuan stares at Ling Yun in front of her. Ling Yun sticks out her chubby, thick arm and slaps the skinny male next to her right across the face. The male looks even smaller and skinnier than she is. The skinny male gets hit so hard he falls flat on the ground. Blood from his nose instantly stains his entire palm red, and even Song Yuan is shocked at the sight. But the male beast only dares to crawl to the side and lowers his head to quietly apologize to Ling Yun. Nanfeng helps Song Yuan walk forward slowly. He's scared another vicious female, just like Ling Yun will pop up out of nowhere. Song Yuan can't hold back a sneeze. Nanfeng furrows his brows immediately. His blue eyes are full of worry. What's wrong? Are you not feeling well? Sit on my back. I'll carry you home. This little female is so weak and thin. The sun was scorching hot at noon today. She also stayed in the cave for so long just to take care of me. Song Yuan watches as Nanfeng shifts into his beast form, a white fox, and crouches down on the ground. The fox's tail wraps around her and lifts her onto his back. Song Yuan's face flushes bright red. Nanfeng runs forward steadily. This is the first time Song Yuan has touched real fox fur. It feels so nice, she can't believe it. Song Yuan relaxes completely. She just shifts into her own beast form too, all sleepy-eyed. The round, chubby little Pika just plops down on Nanfeng's body. Nanfeng carries Song Yuan back and sets her on the stone bed in the cave. The little female is still in her beast form. He looks down at the little female lying on her back with her belly exposed and can't stop laughing for ages. Their father Rongshao brings his 3 fully grown male sons to the entrance of their cave. He specially gives the 3 brothers a heads up first. This is the beastmate Yuan worked so hard to bring back. Don't you dare be rude to him, got it? You hear me? Song Yuan is the little treasure the 3 of them have. Doted on and protected since she was little. They can't just let some beast sweep her off her feet that easily, right? Ronghai is the oldest brother. Even though he doesn't say anything, he stares at the cave with a serious look on his face. If this male isn't even as strong as him, Ronghai will definitely make him go through tough training. Nanfeng is grilling meat inside the cave. It's the other pheasant they didn't finish last time. He's worried the little female will be starving when she wakes up. Hey, Nanfeng, I brought your 3 brothers over here, so you guys can get to know each other. The 3 Rong brothers don't wait for Nanfeng's permission and just walk straight into the cave. Right now, the little female of the house is still lying on her back, fast asleep on the stone bed. She's practically drooling in her sleep. So you're the beastmate my sister picked. Ronghai is a bit on the short side, but he's a level 5 wood ability beastman from the tribe. But as soon as he walks closer, he can feel that the beastman in front of him has an intense, intimidating aura. Hi, brothers. My name is Nanfeng. My beast form is a white fox. Looking at the gentle, smiling male in front of him, Ronghai can barely believe that he has such a powerful, overwhelming ability. Nice. A level 7 ability beastman can protect our Yuan properly. Ronghai is super happy. Song Yuan was born weak and sickly. She definitely needs a strong beastmate to protect her. She picked a really great beastmate this time. Nanfeng looks at the grinning males in front of him and speaks to correct them. I'm a level 9 beastman. The smiles on the 3 Rong brothers' faces freeze instantly. They stare at Nanfeng in front of them with their mouths hanging wide open. Their little sister actually just casually picked up a 9th tier orc to be her mate. Is she doing this of her own free will? The little female on the bed heard the noise in the cave and lazily moved her paw. When she slowly opened her eyes, she realized in a daze why all her brothers and Fusho were here. Brothers, what are you doing here? Yuan, what do you feel like eating? I'll go get it for you. Fushu brought us here today to meet your mate and bring you some supplies. So again nodded. She looked at her lower abdomen and thought she should probably tell Fusho that she was already pregnant with cubs. Fusho, I'm pregnant with cubs. Song Yuan patted the dust off her clothes. and said the words out loud, Rongxiao and his 3 sons, who were calm just now, were instantly shocked. They all looked at Song Yuan and Nanfeng in unison. Yuan Yuan, how long have you known Nanfeng to be pregnant already? Song Yuan felt a little embarrassed. She glanced up at Nanfeng, then turned to look at her brothers. When we formed our bond, it was detected right away. They said I'm carrying 3 cubs, but their tiers are pretty high, so I need to take good care of my body. Nanfeng, I want small white fruits for dinner tonight. Can you go pick some for me? Namfu nodded. His eyes held a touch of affection. Tell me whatever else you want to eat, too. Song Yuan reached out and hugged Nanfeng's arm. Fusho, I want my sisters-in-law to come over for dinner tonight. Can you prepare more food? She looked at Nanfeng with hope in her eyes. For this kind of big gathering, Song Yuan was always worried it'd turn into a total mess. But her sisters-in-law are all reasonable and kind people. They definitely won't give anyone a hard time. Besides, Nanfeng is so well-behaved, and he's the only 9th-tier orc in the tribe. Nanfeng had a gentle smile in his eyes. Okay, I'll go get things ready. He reached out and ruffled the little female's brown curly hair and left the cave right away. Songlen let out a long sigh of relief. She suddenly remembered the 2 packs of seeds that came with the newbie gift pack. Wheat and rice. The rabbit clan is really good at digging holes in the ground. Song Yuan immediately shifted to her beast form and dug over 50 holes in the dirt. She slowly placed 1 seed in each hole. Half of them are rice. The system said they can all grow, so they definitely will. Song Yuan was already looking forward to it. The fragrant steamed rice and super chewy wheat noodles. Just thinking about these tastes makes her mouth water. Ever since she came to the beast world, she found there were no such plants here, and she was almost heartbroken. Not long after Song Yuan finished her work, she heard footsteps coming from far away. She craned her neck to look at the approaching beasts outside and realized it wasn't Nanfeng. It was actually her brothers and sisters-in-law. Her eldest brother was holding fresh flowers and plants. These are the rabbit clan's favorite things. There are also lots of dandelions and honeysuckles inside. They smell really good. Second brother was holding a bunch of bamboo tubes cut with powers. Song Yuan loved them the second she saw them. She was just in need of these things. Third brother took out a full pile of radishes from the hide bag. He grew these himself. Song Yuan looked at all the piles of stuff and almost started drooling again. She looked at her 3 brothers and sisters-in-law with satisfaction. Brothers, sisters-in-law, thank you so much. Ching Ching looked at Song Yuan. The smile on her round face never faded. I heard from your eldest brother that you're pregnant with cubs. Eat more, or your tiny body won't handle it. The sisters-in-law sat together and started talking about pregnancy. Eldest and second sister-in-law already had cubs, so they have lots of experience with giving birth. Not long after, Nanfeng came back carrying a whole antelope. It's even bigger than the antelopes she saw when she visited Tibet before. Song Yuan couldn't help swallowing. Nanfeng found 2 stones and polished them flat with his beast claws. He also cut a few bamboos to make a shelf and put the whole antelope on it. The antelope hide has fur on it. When it gets colder, it'll be perfect to wear. Solgen nodded obediently and watched Nanfeng tidy everything up. Song Yuan's father didn't come. She was a little worried about him. Also, there was a lot of food left from what her brothers and sisters-in-law brought, so she planned to pack some to send to her father. Song Yuan stuffed the fur bag full of stuff and hurried out of the cave. Nanfeng put the sorted lamb into his space. He watched the little female carrying a fur bag, walking quickly right in front of him. He couldn't help sighing. Wangwen, wait! Wait for me! Song Yuan heard the voice behind her and turned to look at Nanfeng. She tilted her head and glanced at the cave entrance. Weren't you sorting out the lamb? Are you done already? I'm planning to go visit Fu Shou. He promised to come over today but never showed up. After hearing what Song Yuan said, Nanfeng immediately shifted to his beast form and said, Hop on, quick! I'm much faster. So again nodded and sat on Nanfeng's back totally at ease. But her heart was still all jittery. Many young females in the rat-rabbit tribe saw Song Yuan riding on a pure white fox. They were extremely jealous. Song Yuan was in no mood to listen to their chatter. Her little face was drooping. Nanfeng followed her directions and arrived at Rongxiao's cave entrance and saw Rongxiao leaning against the entrance motionless. Song Yuan called Rongxiao twice in a panic. Rongxiao was clutching his chest. He felt terribly sick and tried to speak, but he couldn't get a single word out. His heart and lungs were hurting badly. Song Yuan was so scared that her entire face turned white